Hey, God bless you, and welcome to I Hear You. As part of our society and our community, we have opened this space to let our youth group, OUTCAST, have conversations on different aspects of life. That's why we have called this space
I hear you.
because we strongly believe that they have a voice that needs to be heard. They wanted to be part of this conversation, and we believe that they should be part of these conversations. This conversation will be handled with respect, honor, sensitivity, and letting them be self-reflective around the themes that will be presented. It is not our purpose to make anybody uncomfortable or to raise strong or bad emotions. That's not our purpose. We just want them to be heard. So let's start it. In this first session, we have Neri, and we have Cecilio. So let's welcome them with a big applause. Welcome to this first session. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad that you're here. How you feel today?
I'm good.
What about you? You have to turn on your mic, man. What's up?
I feel awesome.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Today we're talking about racism. Okay, it's a theme that today you can see it in the news, newspaper, media, and all around. The first question today is, what do you know about racism history? I want Nelly to start with this question.
So I'm actually studying this in school. Basically, racism started after slavery started. A lot of people think that slavery happened because of racism. That's not what happened. Slavery actually started when black people were selling other black people. And so when white people started buying these black slaves and bringing them to their own country, they immediately started thinking, oh, I'm better than this person. And that's how slavery started. And that's how racism started.
It's like a chain.
Exactly.
Okay. What do you know about racism history?
I know that racism is more than just like race. It's mostly color, culture.
Anything you want to add to that?
Well, technically it started because when you have a slave, you immediately think that you're better than them. So it wasn't about color at first. It started being about color after, but it wasn't about color at first. It was more just, I'm better than you because I own you.
Okay, and that
because they had white slaves as well, and they thought about them like
what
that as
Cecilio
well.
says is the result of
Exactly.
that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, as we say, it's like a chain.
Yeah.
But you know, you already study about it, and you know the history.
Yes.
And when all these things start.
Mm-hmm.
The second question I want to ask you: what is your point of view about recent and current incidents of racism and injustice? What is your point of view about it?
I think it's really messed up because it's 2020. There's enough stuff going on. And then to add the fact that so many of our politicians are racist and they're adding into their own followers this idea that they're not, but they are. It's just really annoying because we already have to deal with it. And now people in the White House and just politicians themselves are adding to the fire. And it's like, stuff is already going on. Why is this that's been going on for centuries still happening?
What's your point of view, Cecilia, about the recent and current incidents of racism and injustice today?
Well, I mean, maybe because immigrants and stuff, because they're immigrants, so then okay, they're not part from here in this country, so they're mostly treated like outcasts, you know?
Yeah. When you walk in the street, being a Dominican, how do you feel? You feel safe? You feel scared? What's your point of view about it?
I mean, I don't feel scared because mostly people immediately look at me, they think I'm black.
Okay.
So they're, well, there really isn't no problem with that with me personally.
Third question. You want to say something else?
Yeah, it's just like it also has to do where you live. We live in Philadelphia, so it's a very cultured community, and yeah, there are still some racists here, but it's not as big as in places like the South or just other places that are more more like white, basically.
Okay. Okay.
So here we don't have as much of a problem, but if you go somewhere else, you can experience that kind of hatred towards you.
Do you think the effort people is making to stop racism is giving any result?
I think in a way, yeah.
Okay.
Before when we did like rallies and stuff, we didn't have social media, but now you can actually post rallies and you can see what's going on. Like before, they could like print it in a newspaper, but it wouldn't go out until like weeks later. So you can't really see if the things that were happening here now were happening then. You wouldn't be able really to be like know if it was true or not. And it was like, but now you have video footage of what's happening at rallies with like tear gas and a bunch of officers with like lots of armor on them. Like you can see that there's footage of it, and so now you can really see, yeah, this is real. This isn't just something that people are like, oh, someone's racist to me. Like, no, you can see what's
In real
happening
time.
in real time.
The whole world.
Like you put a live on Instagram and 1,000 people see it, and then they share it, and then more people see it and more people see it.
in terms of
Everyone's gonna see it.
In seconds, the whole world see it.
Exactly.
Do you think this effort people is making is giving any result?
Yeah, I think it has improved a bit than before in the past, because now some people got better job.
Okay.
They could own houses. Like back then, there was a lot of poor people, so they couldn't really afford much. But now, like black people, Hispanic people, even white people, now they got like opportunities now, not like back then. That's why a lot of people, like Hispanic people, they come here because they know that they have a future.
That's good. That you're bringing a good point, because people think that racism is just insult you because you're white. Is that some doors stay closed just
Systemic
because
racism.
of where you come? What?
Systemic racism.
That's it. Okay, so you're bringing a good point in the conversation, and I think in the same way, I think that the doors are being opened to black people, Hispanic people. You can see it in the store, you can see it in the bank, you can see it in all the aspects of life.
But they're still being closed as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because like what just came out with Wells Fargo, him saying that there weren't like talented black people to work at the banks, and like there was even a woman on the news that was like, I applied for like 4 jobs, but or however many, I don't really remember the right number, but I applied for this many jobs, but in Wells Fargo, but it wasn't until that I unchecked the black box that they actually put me for an interview. So yeah, well, doors are being opened, but they're also still being closed.
Okay. So from 1 to 10, how you say is giving result from 1 to 10?
Like a 6. We still
Okay.
have a lot of work to do.
From 1 to 10, what do you think?
I agree with her. A 6.
6. Okay, there's still some a lot much to work with it.
Still imperfect.
Yeah, yeah. How racism affect or impacted you or someone you know? Have you or someone you know have been a victim of racism?
Yeah, but I think even yesterday we were in the supermarket and a white coworker of a black person was like, "Do you even work here?" I'm like, "Dude, he has his uniform on. Like, why are you doing that?" And like, yeah, I know a lot of people who have gone through it. Like my parents, a lot of people have gone through it, and it's like right in my face. It's like I can see it, and it really ruined my day after that, because I was like, dude, come on. It's just, he's wearing his uniform. He works here. Come on.
In your case, Cecilio, how racism affected you or impact you, if or someone you know?
Well, not that I could think about or remember, but there's, I don't think I remember well, but there's time I seen people like outside in stores how they be treated, but I can remember personally that impacted me. I'm not sure personally me.
Okay.
The way some people are treated, then I do feel the pain. I really do feel like I feel the agony and the frustration. But personally, nothing mean has happened. Thank God.
Yeah, yeah, that's valid. What are you willing then to do to help stop racism?
I want to go to a rally.
You want to go to a rally? Okay.
Yeah, but we can't
I'm
because
not
of
gonna let
Corona.
you, but
I want to go to a rally.
What had to do with changing?
Marching, actually, like getting your voice heard. I want to
Okay.
do that. And like
What it is.
I like from my house, I can post and raise awareness to like however many followers I have. Even if it's not that many, I can still like reach out and be like, yo, this is happening, repost this so other people can see it, and just be able to get my voice heard on the topics that I feel are most important, especially racism, because with everything going on, this is basically what everyone's talking about. So let's keep talking about it and make a change.
okay. Cecilio, what are you willing to do to help stop racism?
Supporting the rights, like supporting the people that have the rights. For example, if they're treated like badly or terribly, then we should just like agree with them, like support them. So then there could be changes in the world with this pandemic. That's my thinking.
Okay. I hear you. And I agree that everybody needs to do something. This can't be happening anymore. So I hear you, and I want to thank you guys for being here and share your thoughts about the theme. And I want to end this session with a statement from Nelson Mandela. You know Nelson Mandela?
Yeah, I do.
I will read it in Spanish first and then in English. And it says, nadie nace odiando a otra persona por el color de su piel, su origen o su religión. Las personas aprenden a odiar. Y si pueden aprender a odiar, se puede aprender y se les puede enseñar a amar. En inglés dicen, no one is born hating another person because of the color of their skin, their origin, or their religion. People learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. En Hechos 10, verso 24, Acts 10, 24, it says, God plays no favorites. It makes no difference who you are or where you're from. That's what the Bible says. And then on Revelation 7, verse 9 says, I look again and I saw a huge crowd, too huge to count. Everyone was there, all nations, all tribes, all races and languages. Se está diciendo que when Jesus comes to take us to be with him in heaven, right there will be people from every nation and every tribe. And he says, and they were standing dressed in white robes, waving palm branches, standing before the throne and the Lamb, and hardly singing. At the end, we'll be together from every nation, every race, in heaven, worshiping God for the whole eternity. So that's the way we have to live. Dios no tiene favoritos. Nosotros creemos que Dios ama a todos por igual. La palabra dice John 3:16. For God so loved the world. Amamos a todo el mundo, ¿verdad? Y nosotros tenemos que demostrar eso. Tampoco podemos hacer nuestros grupos, ¿verdad? Como yo soy hispano, pues no me voy a juntar con aquellos. Porque yo soy puertorriqueño, pues no me voy a juntar con los dominicanos.
Right, porque después no va a cambiar nada.
Exacto.
Se va a quedar igual.
Yeah, I heard a quote that said, if you only hang out with your people, there's something wrong with you. Because all friend groups have everyone.
Mhm.
If you're in high school, you don't just make friends with your people. Because then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. Es un tipo de racismo. Okay. So thank you again for being with us. Something else you want to say you want to say to close the session?
Thank you for having me here, Enari.
Yeah.
And just keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you so much. I hear you. God bless.